right? We got Kyle Dake, world team member at 79 kilos, just took out Alex Daringer in a special wrestle-off. Talk about the way you felt you wrestled today and winning the spot.
You know, a lot of credit to Alex. He's an incredible competitor. You know, I had to be on my game for this one. You know, one little mistake could cost you the match. And it's a situation where, you know, sometimes it's not going to be the prettiest win ever. You know, you're not going to go out and just dismantle somebody when they've been preparing their whole season for you. You know, so I went out and scored early. That second match, you know, the transition from the first match to the second match, I got my footwork going, and then, you know, I was able to get to my offense a little bit better. I would have liked to convert a couple of those 1s to 2s, but, you know, we're a few weeks out from the World Championship, so I have time to make those adjustments.
Did you execute your game plan? Did you expect it to be low scoring, kind of?
I expected him to attack more. I expected him to try to pick up his pace. You know, try to get to my legs a lot more. I just did a good job of moving my feet and making sure he couldn't get to it. You know, a lot of times when you wrestle somebody, if you stand in front of them, there's a chance to get to your legs, but if you move your feet, it's really hard for them to touch you. A lot of people are like, oh, he's running the whole time. I was moving my feet the whole time, and I scored. You know, I was scoring the offensive points and getting after it. You know, and like I said, not always pretty, but I got the job done.
How'd you feel in those underhook positions? Like you were trying to go to it a lot.
I felt good. You know, that's his power hand. So you unhook his power hand, he's gonna have some troubles getting to his offense. You know, I'm pretty good in the underhooks. I feel comfortable there. You know, there was, you know, I looked the first match, adjustments to be made. I looked the second match, adjustments to be made. You know, it would be cool if this was a 9-match series or something like that, so I could keep improving. But, you know, we'll have to just go back to the drawing board a little bit more and refine and better execute.
You wanted this to be a tough one. You like having to go through a hammer just to make the team, right?
Yeah, you know, it seems that we've done a pretty good job here in the U.S. of, you know, keeping our talent in wrestling. You know, we've had a few guys move on, but it seems like a lot of our best guys from college are sticking around. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we do have RTCs, that we have an option for guys to continue to train and get paid and not have to work a side job and be professionals. You know, that's what it provides. You know, RTC is great if you know, you have partners and things like that, but it's your family that you're trying to take care of. You know, I do this because I love it, and I'd probably do it anyway, but it makes my life a heck of a lot easier to have that support from our college programs, from RTCs, from my sponsors. You know, huge shout out to those guys, everyone that's helped me along the way. It's been an incredible journey, and it's not done yet.
Was it game plan like to let him take some ground and then matador him? Because a lot of times he puts you to the edge, but then when he attacked, it was you circling in, taking him out.
Yeah, you know, a lot of his attacks are straightforward. The way his stance is, he leans pretty heavy. His head's really far out in front of his toes, and he requires his hands on you. If he gets his hands on you, he's probably one of the best in the tie-ups. And once he has his right hand on your tricep, and if he's there, he's really dangerous. But out in open space, moving laterally, trying to get him to move his feet, I could see him visually getting frustrated, stumbling around. You know, there's times when I felt that too in the past. You know, you've never seen me wrestle like that. And I think that's the new version of Kyle Dake, is moving my feet and getting guys guessing and then picking them off from there. Like I said, I could have got to my offense more, but it's high stakes. You know, you hate to say there's nothing to lose, but you just got to go out and wrestle and, you know, do what you had to do to win, and that's what I did.
What was it like being the hunted all year? You're defending world champ. You were the guy I was chasing this year.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been the hunter. I felt like people have been scouting me my whole career and hunting me anyway. You know, I felt like I've had that target on my back. Even when I was wrestling with Jordan, you know, at Jordan's weight, I felt the same way, or Jaden's weight, I felt the same way. Like, guys were preparing for my style, preparing for me, you know, trying to steer their attacks towards where my weaknesses are. So, and at the same time, I'm steering my attacks to where their weaknesses are and trying to exploit it. So, you know, up and down the board, 74 to 92, you know, I've wrestled all of those guys, and the number 2s and the number 3s, number 4s are all really, really good. So you have to be on top of your game, and you know, a lot of people are calling this the World Championships, and you know, that's one step towards it. You know, I feel like this is my prelim. You know, these are my prelims to get to the World Championships. It was a random draw this year, and I happened to get the second best guy in the world. So, you know, let's get to Nur Sultan and win a gold medal.
Hey Cal, how's fatherhood treating you these days?
It's pretty awesome. Ella Jo's fantastic. My wife is amazing with her. They do a great job, and it's always fun to wake up in the morning and see her smiling face. She has this crazy hair, and you know, it's just a lot of fun. You know, it's a great new experience. Fatherhood's incredible. I'm sure everyone would agree with me. You know, as long as there's not too many diaper blowouts.
How valuable was that trip to Spain for you?
That was huge. It was really big. You know, just going out and getting that different feel. You know, traveling overseas. You know, and it's, the way I looked at it was preparation for the World Championships. You know, yeah, this is a really, really important event, but this is preparation for the World Championships. And, you know, that's just the way you have to look at it. Before, you know, when I was 2013 to 2017, I always looked at this as the pinnacle event. And a lot of times I fell short, obviously. And, you know, I had to change my mindset a little bit. And last year I changed my mindset, like, okay, World Championships is where you're going. So you can't just train for one guy. You got to train to get better at the sport. And so being able to go to Spain made a big difference for me. Being able to get those matches under my belt, 5 in a day, you know, just different. It's a different atmosphere, you know, internally atmosphere, not out here, but inside it's different when you're actually competing. And you know, there's a little bit something on the line. Practice room doesn't matter. You can try a bunch of stuff. Get thrown to your back, no big deal. But when it's the real deal, you need that.
Obviously, we're doing this so late for a reason. How do you feel physically, and I guess going into Worlds now?
I feel great. I feel really good. You know, I'm healed up. I can't blame it on any other previous injury now. If anything happens, it's something new, and make sure that doesn't happen. But you know, just go out and compete is what I'm really excited to do. Get back out there. You know, long time off's kind of tough on me. I don't like doing it. Last year, my World Championship run, I was wrestling every 6 to 8 weeks. This time, I had to push it back a little bit, wrestle every 4 weeks. So, well, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
When you look back on the last 10 months, the injury, coaching, deciding whether or not to go an Olympic weight, and then the extension, and then wrestling in Spain.
Yeah, that was a big storyline for me. This whole thing has really stemmed from just like not knowing what to expect. You know, because the procedures didn't quite come out yet after the World Championship, so I was kind of waiting to see like what kind of, you know, is there going to be someone to sit out? What are the adjacent weight classes going to be able to do? What are those procedures like? And they're like, well, we got to wait for a meeting. We got these sport committee meetings, all this. You know, you can talk to your athlete rep, you can talk to these people. So I got to see who was all on there, and you know, I saw what I was up against.
As far as, and we talked about this yesterday, but the feeling, the atmosphere to the gym, you're the only match. Did that feel different, better, worse, or just at all?
It was cool. You know, it was. You know, I didn't have the spotlight. If I had the spotlight, I wouldn't have known a difference.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool. You know, Texas came out. You know, it was awesome. I don't know how many people were here, but it looked like 1,000,
yeah.
something along those lines. So it was cool. You know, a lot of Cowboys out there, but I had some Dake fans out there too, which was good, and my family got to come. So. You know, it was a cool event. It's no different for me, you know, except for the time period. You know, if it was at Final X, instead of having 30 minutes, I probably would have had an hour and 20 minutes. You know, so it's a little bit different, but I like it this way. You know, when we wrestle matches on Fridays, you wrestle, you wait 12 minutes, you wrestle again. You know, so no difference to me.
As far as, did you peak for this event? I mean, you had to get as ready as possible, but like trying to peak twice in a month, like what's that like?
You know, I peaked for sure. I tapered down and made sure that my body was feeling good before this. I was rested, you know, ready to go out and wrestle. You know, I'll take probably the rest of today and then through probably Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, get back on the mat and get back to work. You know, college, what do we do in college? We wrestle every week. You know, what's the difference? Yeah. You know, there are some times where I was wrestling, you know, top 10 guy, back to back to back. You know, so that's not foreign for me. That's not new, and it's new for all those foreigners, for those Russians and those Azeris and Japanese, all those guys. They're not used to that. They don't wrestle like that, and that's why I think we have a little bit of an advantage, and I'm comfortable with it. 4 weeks seems like an eternity for me. You know, I feel like I have plenty of time to rest, get a really hard training block in, travel overseas, train hard again, and then ready to wrestle. Taper those last 7 to 10 days and win another world title.
What does your next month look like? Are you 100% focused on yourself? Are you helping Yanni out at all? What do you?
Well, it would have been cool if Yanni could have been here. That would have been nice. That would have been an awesome event. But I mean, Yanni's going to take care of himself. If he needs help with anything, obviously I'm here. I'm going to be at camp next week. I'm not sure if he's coming. I imagine he's coming. I haven't talked to him. Kind of been focused on me, but going to be in Colorado Springs. Driving up to Colorado on Wednesday, and then we'll be there for 10 days. My wife's going to stay out there, and then we fly home for 6 days, train a little bit, and then out to Germany. So this is how summers are. It's how it's been for the last 8 years, and happy to do it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.